So one of our all-time favorite moves to do is the T.G. Murphy deck flip, also known as the Blackjack Berry. It was published by T.G. Murphy in his book Imagication, and here's just some finer points on the move that Dan and I would like to offer you. Start with the deck in a mechanic's grip. When you're ready to do the flip, curl the index finger underneath, the thumb rests along the left long side of the deck, and the middle finger is at the center of the right long side of the deck. Your ring finger and little finger are extended, they are not used. So from dealer's grip, get into position, and you're ready to do it. And you need to apply pressure upwards towards the deck with your index finger and apply a downward pressure with the thumb and middle finger, thus bending the cards. This puts enough pressure on the cards so that if you were to release the grip with the middle finger, the packet is going to flip 360 degrees over and land face down in your hand. So I'll do it once and then I'll break it down. So notice that I extended all the fingers. What I mean by this is as soon as I let go with my middle finger, I also extend the index finger and the thumb, opening my hand wide so that the deck has enough room to land back on my palm without touching any of these fingers. So that's it. It lands in the palm, the fingers are extended, and the thumb, and then I grip the deck like so, squaring the cards if necessary. So once again, that's it. That's the TG deck flip. Now another point I'd like to make is as you do this, my index finger kind of kicks this packet further. I'm not only just releasing the grip with my middle finger. If I were to do that, the cards, they wouldn't flip all the way. So what I'm doing is kind of not really jerking, but sort of flicking the deck with my index finger, like that, like that. This causes the packet to quickly flip over. You could also do a double or a 540 just by applying more pressure with the index finger, like so. And it's all about the timing and catching the cards. You can lower the hand to catch it face up. And that's the TG deck flip. There's many applications for this effect, not only in TG's book, but in our notes, the system DVD, and in these DVDs as well. You guys are going to have a lot of fun with this. It's a beautiful move. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks. So this is the Hugh Scott shuffle, one of my favorite shuffles to do. It was invented by Hugh Scott, a magician from Scotland. To my knowledge, it's never been published, so I'm pleased to share it with you guys here. This is how it goes. So you're going to riffle off half the deck with your thumb and flip that packet over into your left hand. Now this is just how you would do a normal in the hands riffle shuffle. However, leave the packets face up in each hand like so. Extend each thumb across the packets lengthwise as your middle finger contacts the outer small edge, like so. Your index fingers curl underneath, your thumbs push down on the cards, as well as your middle fingers push down. Your index finger pushes up, bending the cards like so. You're bending them like this, you're going to spring the ends off the middle fingers, like that. But you're going to do them so the cards will weave together. So you bring the hands together, begin to spring. The cards are shuffled together, just like so. Now to bridge the cards, take the thumbs and push down on the packets. Your fingers are underneath, like so. Slowly release the pressure, and the cards will bridge together. Let's do that again. So this packet is flipped over, index finger curled underneath. Apply pressure on the packets and spring them together, or shuffle them together, and bridge the cards like so. And that's the Hugh Scott shuffle. I know you guys are going to love it. Thanks.
Dave and I get a lot of compliments on our lapel spread, particularly at conventions. Magicians are always coming up to us and saying, wow, that's a really nice lapel spread. And I think this is due to the S-curve action we've applied to the lapel spread. It's not just your standard U shape like so many other magicians do. It has this extra curve at the end, like so. Let me just do this a couple times. It's very easy to do, and I'm surprised it hasn't been done before. Maybe it has, but I haven't seen it. So let's go into it. Let's go back to the beginning of how to do the lapel spread. The most important thing you want to do when executing the lapel spread is get the cards to riffle off the fingers one at a time. That's probably the most important factor. Just like a card spring, you want the cards to riffle off your thumb one at a time till you get an even spring. Same thing goes with the lapel spread. Just practice springing the cards off your fingers one at a time. Nice and smooth. Okay, so that's the lapel spread. Once you have that, you can just carry these cards from left to right using your fingers underneath as support for the cards so they don't fall. Let's try it up here. Okay, so that's the basic lapel spread in a basic explanation. There's lots of books on this, so you can get further information from those. Let's go into the S-curve. Very easy to do once you understand and can do the basic horseshoe-shaped lapel spread, like so. So there's your lapel spread, but you still have half the deck in your left hand. With that half, you're going to move your right hand forward, but continue springing your left hand cards. This essentially causes this S shape. U shape, half the cards, push forward or move your right hand forward and continue springing the left hand cards, like so. And you get this nice elongated spread. So here's the lapel spread a few more times from slow motion, or as slow as I can go. And once more. Notice that the upper half of the deck, you execute the normal lapel spread in this horseshoe-shaped fashion. You rotate you move your right hand forward and continue springing the left hand cards to get this U shape, this S shape. Once more. And there it is, the lapel spread S curve. It's a great improvement to the original lapel spread. I think you guys will really enjoy it.
So the 360 deck spin, this is what it looks like. Not a whole lot is happening, but it does provide a nice transition into other flourishes. This is how you do it. Grip the deck in a biddle type grip with your index finger curled on top and your middle finger hanging over the outer edge closest to the outer corner, just like so. You're going to raise the deck into a vertical position so that you're looking at your thumb, like this. Open your left hand, ready to catch the cards. The hands don't need to be very far away, they can be fairly close. This is a very tight move. When you're ready to do the spin, you're going to release the grip of the thumb and the packet is going to rotate around this middle finger, like so. That's all that's happening. You can see. Now it does rely on gravity, so it's hard to do in slow motion, but you're just letting the deck fall into your left palm, like so. And it's revolving 360 degrees. So this is just something really quick you can do. Instead of an all-around square up, just give it one of these, and it looks a little more flashy. And that's it, the 360 deck spin.
Mike Graham of San Jose, California has come up with one of the prettiest flourishes I do. Thankfully, he's allowed Dave and I to teach it on this DVD. Here's what it looks like. And that's what he calls under pressure. So now let's break it down. If you already do the pressure fan, which I'm sure most of you do, this will be very easy to learn. So let's take a look at the pressure fan. That's it. Basically, all this is the pressure fan done halfway, and you continue springing those cards off your fingers, like so. So once again, pressure fan about halfway, maybe a little less, and continue springing that packet, that right hand packet, off your fingers, like so. If you do a card spring off the fingers, it's sort of that in the hands, combined with a pressure fan. So it's halfway, cards are riffled, sprung off the fingers, and you end up with this beautiful looking flourish. It looks really cool from the back too, and that's under pressure. Enjoy. Here's under pressure from my angle. And I think you'll agree that it looks just as good from the over-the-shoulder view. Here's a classy table false cut. It looks like this. Once again, and it's false. We'll turn the top card face up so you can follow along. The ace of spades. And that's heap snatch, a table false cut. Now let's get into the explanation. We'll leave the ace of spades on top so you guys can follow along. What's going to happen is you're going to strip out a center portion of the deck with your left thumb and ring finger. Just grab a portion in the center and pull it out to the left, like so. About a third of the deck will be just fine. Your right hand strips out its two packets, maintaining the gap, the separation. You're going to rotate this packet around to the left side of the tabled packet and drop its bottom packet like so. Jog to the left. You're going to carry the top packet over to the right, and it aligns with the bottom packet. Once again, strip out a center portion. Your right hand strips out its two packets, rotates around to the left, drops the bottom packet off, out jog to the left, top packet moves to the right and aligns with the current bottom packet. So that's the first part. You're going to strip out the right two packets like so, maintaining the separation. This packet just gets dropped onto the table. You're going to kick or rotate the top packet back, the ace of spades, with your with your right middle finger, like so. And you're going to leave it out jog to the right. The remaining packet gets replaced onto the deck, aligned with the bottom packet. I'll simply strip out the out jogged right packet, the top block, and set it on top. And that's the false cut. Go over that a few more times. Strip out a center packet, your right thumb, your left thumb and ring finger. Right hand carries its two packets, keeping the separation, around and to the left. Drop off the bottom packet, carry the top packet over towards the right, re-strip out those two packets, kick the top packet, the ace of spades, over with your right middle finger, out jog it to the right. This packet gets set on top, aligned with the bottom packet. Now you can easily just strip out the last packet and place it on top. And that's part one of the false cut heap snatch. Here it is once more in slow motion. I'm not going to talk this time, so just follow along with the packets. And we'll do it once more. And once more up to speed. And that's heap snatch. Here's a nice addition to heap snatch. Again, we strip out a center packet with our left hand. Our right two packets are revolved out and around to the left side of the pack. The bottom packet is dropped off just as before. The top packet is moved to the right and aligned with the bottom packet. These two packets are stripped out. Now here's what's different. Again, the top packet is kicked over with the middle finger and placed outjog to the right. With our right hand packet, we're now going to execute an Erdnase one-hand fancy table cut. Just simply dropping off the top packet, picking up with your middle finger, and just letting it fall onto the table. The remaining packet in your hand comes back and aligns with the bottom block of the deck. Strip out the outjogged packet. Ace of spades goes on top of the tabled packet. Square everything and place them on top. If you like, you can give it a little spin as you come back on top of the deck. Just simply toss counterclockwise, giving it a small 180-degree rotation, like so. So we'll go through that again. Strip out, like so. Erdnase one-hand table cut. Come back, align with the bottom. Strip out the remaining center packet, the top packet. Grab both of these and put them on top of the pack. We'll do it once more in slow motion without me talking, so you can follow along. And that's heap snatch. Let's try something on the table for a change. So from a shuffled deck and cut, I'm going to try to locate the four aces. And there we go. Even better, I can get the four blackjacks in matching suit. Okay, so let's take a look at the setup for the blackjack production. On bottom, you want the ace of clubs, the jack of diamonds, the ace of diamonds, the ace of hearts, and the jack of spades. This 5-card block you want on bottom of the deck. So once again, the ace of clubs, the jack of diamonds, the ace of diamonds, the ace of hearts, and the jack of spades. On top of the deck, you want the jack of hearts, the ace of spades, and the jack of clubs. These three cards go on top. Once again, the jack of hearts, the ace of spades, and the jack of clubs. So that's our setup. We're ready to begin. If you want, before you go into the actual production, you can give it a few blind shuffles, making sure to retain the top and bottom block of the deck. You can also go into heap snatch, the false cut we just explained. Once you're there, you can get into the production. So to start, you want to riffle down 2 cards with your left thumb. 1, 2. Your right hand comes over, just as you would do for a normal table riffle shuffle. You're going to pick up a block with your right thumb. Now you're simply going to slip cut the top card with your left hand to the left, keeping those 2 cards that you dropped onto the table below your right hand packet, like so. So when you come down and separate, you're going to end like that. I'll do that again. 2 cards, pick up, slip cut the top card to the left. This packet comes out and aligns with those 2 cards you dropped onto the table. Okay, so that's it. Now just give it a riffle shuffle, making sure you start shuffling with the right hand and end shuffling with the left hand. What I mean by that, just start shuffling with your right and end with your left. This will put a block of cards on bottom of the right hand packet and a block of cards on top of the left hand packet, like so. Revolve the packets up, like so, and pinch both packets together with your thumb and fingers at the edges. Thumb pushes in the ace of diamonds, so your left thumb in jogs the ace of diamonds, out jogs the ace of diamonds half its length between the right hand packet. The same thing goes for the top card of the right hand packet. You in jog half its length into the left hand packet, like so. Now, just pinch the packets together and strip out, like so. And there we have the production of the 4 aces. Now all the cards will strip out. Because we push those 2 aces in, they will end out-jogged, like so. You can drop those onto the table and show the production of the 4 aces. Let this sink in, because they don't know what's going to come. So once they've registered, you've produced the 4 aces, hit them again with the production of 4 blackjacks. So let me do that again. Just put these back together. So we have 4 aces. Simply pick up the deck, one of the packets, thumb on top, fingers below. You're going to drop everything, holding back the top and bottom cards. This is very easy to do, like so. And there we have the 4 blackjacks. And that's the blackjack production. You've just learned the blackjack production, so now here's a nice technique of executing the ace production in the hands. So here's what it looks like. From a shuffled deck, you can strip out the 4 aces. Now, if you've already learned the blackjack production, this will be very easy to execute. Start by taking the 4 aces and placing them on bottom, and alternate them in color. So we have black, red, black, red. Move one of the aces to the bottom. Our final setup will be 3 aces on bottom, 1 ace on top. Now execute a riffle shuffle, but slip cut that bottom ace to the right hand packet, like so. Now you're going to execute the riffle shuffle, starting with the right hand and ending with your left hand. This will leave a block of cards on top of the left hand and a block of cards on bottom of your right hand. Let me do that again. So you start with your right and you end with your left. Your left fingers are going to push its bottom ace halfway into the right hand packet. So it's outjogged half its length, like so. Same thing goes for your right thumb. You're going to push the top card halfway in to the left hand packet, like so. And there's the ending position. Cards outjogged in the bottom, cards outjogged in the top, like so. Now just strip out the cards. The cards will come apart except for those 2 outjogged aces. And the end display will be 4 aces. And that's shuffled aces. I hope you guys enjoy. The 40 flourish. Here's a really nice looking 1-card table production. We'll take the 3 of spades and we'll lose it somewhere in the center of the pack. I'll spread the cards on the table. Now watch close. This is really cool. All the cards revolve around, except for one, the 3 of spades. For the explanation, I'm going to use a red card, still the 3 of spades, and a blue deck. This will just help you follow along better with the explanation. So the card is selected and inserted into the deck. Now essentially you're going to execute the Tamari's perpendicular control. What that is that. So in the action of squaring the card in the deck, it's outjogged perpendicular, like so. So now let me break that down. So position your thumb on the upper left corner of the deck and your middle finger on the upper right corner of the deck. In the action of pushing the card flush into the deck, you're really pushing on the upper left corner of the card, like so. So this is the only portion of the card that you're pushing in, the upper left corner. By doing that, will cause the card to angle to the right side, like so. So once again, without the cover of my hand, it does that. So with the cover of my hand, it just looks like you're squaring the card in the deck, and you're left with that corner protruding from the right side of the deck. Okay, so now I'm going to tilt my hand up and show you what's going on underneath. Or let me extrude that a little more for clarity. So we have this action, this position. Your left pinky contacts that lower corner, the lower bottom edge of the card. Now your left thumb contacts that corner. And those 2 fingers are gripping that card, like so. In the action of squaring the cards and moving your thumb down, you're going to rotate the card like so. So it becomes perpendicular with the deck. You just move your thumb back up to complete the squaring action, and you're left with the card angled to the side. So let me do that again. The 3 of spades, angled to the right, little finger contacts the lower corner, thumb, upper corner, the card is rotated around, and that's essentially the Tamari's perpendicular control. So you end with this position. From here, all along your hand is covering the deck. So from here, you set the cards down on the table and execute a reverse table spread. Simply like that. It's really easy to do. Just put the cards, apply pressure, and instead of going from left to right, go from right to left. Do that with about half the cards, so you still have a block of cards on top. Execute a normal spread with the remaining cards, thus covering that side jogged card. So execute the normal spread. Let me just start over. So execute the reverse spread, cards there, the normal spread back over. This will allow you to pick up the spread and you get this effect. It seems impossible, but it works because you have two spreads going in opposite directions. This right here is the Jerry Andrus idea. So once again, you have your two spreads. Just dig your fingers under the spread and tilt up. It's really easy to do if you do a nice even spreads going both directions. So once you're here, notice my fingers on the bottom portion of the cards, the lower half. Same thing goes for my thumb in the back. This will allow me to take my index finger, my opposite hand, and contact this right outer edge. Notice I'm not on top, I'm not on the corner, I'm on the outer edge, right about there. So now essentially what's going to happen is you're going to move this finger straight across like so, starting from here. But I'll go up here to demonstrate what it's going to do. Straight across. And when I do that, well, I didn't get it that time because I was trying to demonstrate, but let me just start over. Actually, that's a good thing that happened because I want to demonstrate to you guys the falling action. So the index finger just moves straight across, and that's what it looks like. That's all you want. You don't want your index finger to drop down. Just follow through, straight across. Don't do this, because you're going to eventually contact that outjogged card and bring it down with the cards. So watch it. Straight across. It's still up here. You don't want it to land right here. Still up here. So now let's try it with the outjogged card. So the card, outjogged in the spread, pick up, and now essentially just do the same action, going straight across, and the card will stick up. How it works is simply this. Cards are falling, and it goes up like that. That's all it is. Just the pressure between the cards around it cause it to tilt up. So once again, the card is jogged to the side, reverse spread, spread back over, lift up, index finger goes on the outer right side and moves straight across. The cards will fall except for their selection, and that's the 40 flourish.
So here's a version of the snap change that happens all in your left hand. It provides easy cleanup and is covered from most angles. Here's what it looks like. So you take a card, and just like that, it changes, and you're left clean. And that's what I call the click change. So let's get into the explanations. So the click change. Start by pushing over two cards as one, and grip the card with the fingers below, thumb on top, like so, just like this. Now as you turn the card face up like so, your index finger of the left hand is going to push the deck slightly deeper in the hand so that your index finger and middle finger can easily curl around the outer edge of the deck and touch the thumb, just like so. So grip the card with these fingers at the opposite corner and remove the right hand. You are now in position to do a regular snap change. Let me move the deck for clarity. So you're really just clipping the card between the index finger and thumb with your middle finger directly below the index finger. You're going to peel that face card down with your middle finger and begin to curl it in, riding along the base of the thumb until it snaps off that other card and is behind the ace of spades. The card has now changed. Notice the cards are in a perpendicular type position. I'm going to put the deck back. You can see that this card is not completely aligned with the deck, but this is how I do that. I'm going to extend my middle finger like so. As you can see, as I extend it, this card lands face down flat on the deck. It's not completely aligned though, so I use these other two fingers to push it flush with the deck as I extend my index finger and ring finger, displaying the changed card. I usually bring the card back up like so and square everything with the deck, and you're finished. I'll go through that one more time in slow motion. So the deck is pushed back, gripped between the index finger and middle finger, thumb behind. Execute the snap change. Extend the middle finger, square the card with the top of the deck. As you extend the index finger and middle finger, displaying the changed card. From here, you can do whatever you like. The change is complete. And that's what I call the click change. So the Jones change, this is what it looks like. You can take a card, the 6 of clubs, and just like that, it changes. And that's it. It's the Jones change. So for the Jones change, I use a technique to twirl the card face up and face down. It's the flourish you see at the beginning of the change. This is how you do it. Now it's very easy to do with 2 cards, but I'm going to teach it with 1 just so that you can follow along easily and you don't have to worry about an extra card. So what you do is get a break beneath the top card. With your right hand, come over and place your middle finger at the outer right corner and your thumb at the inner left corner. Now you're going to tilt this tilt this card just like that, about 45 degrees, so your index finger can easily contact that outer edge, just like that. Once it's contacting it, you can remove the card from the deck. You're going to curl your index finger in, bringing that packet with it until it's face up, like so. Now you're going to turn it back face down by extending the index finger. However, if you were to just extend the finger, nothing would happen. So what you need to do is push down on that card and extend the finger, digging it underneath, causing it to turn face down again. Now this is what it looks like underneath. Your index finger is extended. Now I'll do that again. So this is what it looks like when you remove it from the deck. Your index finger goes underneath and curls around, just like so, turning the card face down. Now to turn it back face up, you reverse those actions. I'll turn the hand palm up so you can see. Curl your index finger in. This automatically rotates the card about 45 degrees, like so. You can then re-extend the index finger, turning it face up. Let me do that again. So you grip the card at opposite corners. Your index finger pulls that edge towards you, and then you re-extend the index finger, going underneath the card, turning it face down again. To turn it face up, just reverse those actions. Curl the index finger in and out, making sure it's on top of the card. And that's the basic move. From here, you can do a lot of different things. Let me show you. Now, even though this seems fairly simple, it seems like a lot is going on, and that's because of the rhythm and the motion you make with the wrist. And that's what I'm going to teach you now. So when you grip the card, as you're turning it face down, 360 degrees, you're going to turn the hand palm up, like so. This is what that looks like. Looks pretty cool. I'll do that again. So you turn the hand palm down. Now you're going to turn the card face up again as you rotate the hand palm down, like that. So you rotate the card 360 degrees as you turn the wrist, palm up, rotate it another 180 degrees back around as you turn the hand, palm down again, like so, and the card will end face up. Now this works great as a double lift, so for instance, if you have a break beneath the top two cards, you can pick up those two cards, do the move, and you've completed a double lift. A very nice, flashy, flourishy double. Now you can also, from here, come back around. Now with your thumb, continue to rotate that card back around so it lands face down on the deck. Do that again. So you can show, say I'll take the 6 of clubs, and then go into any ambitious routine or routine using a double lift, such as you'd like. And that's the basic card twirling move I utilize in the Jones change. So you've learned the twirling move. To do the Jones change, you need to get a break beneath the top two cards and lift up those two cards with your middle finger and thumb, just like I explained in the twirling move. So pick those cards up. Your index finger is on the outer edge, and you're going to rotate this card around like so. Now when you're in this position, show the card, curl your index finger back underneath until it is like in this position, like we explained. However, you're not going to place it back on the deck. What you're going to do is curl your middle finger in until this bottom right corner comes into contact with the pad or the palm of your hand, like so. And then you can remove the thumb. You are now pinching the card between the middle finger and the base of the thumb and the palm of the hand, just like so. This is going to allow you to move your thumb down until the tip of the middle finger and the tip of the thumb can come into contact with one another, just like so. When you're in this position, your index finger curls in. Now this is what's going to happen. Your thumb and your index finger are going to pinch this card, just like that. However, your middle finger continues to contact that corner. What you're going to do is extend the index finger and a thumb so that it is no longer in contact with the crotch of your thumb, this area right here. When you're here, if you curl your middle finger in, those two cards begin to rotate counterclockwise. That's exactly what you want to happen. However, you're going to use the inertia you apply to that corner from the middle finger to swing those cards around over 180 degrees so that they end right there. They'll stop at the base of the thumb as there's no more room for them to continue rotating. So when you're here, extend the thumb and index finger so that it is not in contact with this area, and quickly curl the middle finger in, causing those two cards to swing around like so. Now normally this is done elevated into a vertical position, so gravity will naturally want to pull those two cards down. When I'm doing it from the side like this, it's a little more difficult to have those two cards be aligned. However, with practice and doing it elevated like this, they will stay fairly close together. However, they won't stay perfectly aligned, but that's not necessary, as you have these hands and these fingers, the back of the hand and the fingers covering those cards at the moment. So when you're here, extend your middle finger and place it on the top of those two cards. Your index finger is still curled underneath. Remove the thumb and begin to extend the index finger like so. When it's about here, your thumb digs underneath it like so, and you're going to put this ace of diamonds, the original face card, in a tenkai palm like so, as you display the changed card, in this case the 6 of clubs, just like that. You can now extend these fingers and cleanly show that that card has now been changed. Now to clean up, your middle finger is going to go behind the card, behind the index finger. You're going to extend those fingers like that and place it behind the card in tenkai, essentially putting it in tenkai palm. However, you don't want to show that ace of diamonds because they already think it's been changed into the 6 of clubs. So as you do that, rotate your hand, palm down, as you turn those 2 cards back face down on the deck like so, and you end cleaned. And that's the Jones change. So as you can see, this is a very flashy double lift from the top to the center, back to the top again. So let's get into the explanations. Before you start, you need to break beneath the top 2 cards. Either a pinky pull down or lifting up with the thumb is fine. With your right hand, you need to grip the top card at opposite corners. Your middle finger is placed at the upper right corner. Your thumb is placed at the inner left corner. From this position, you should be able to easily lift up that double card because of the break. However, that's not what you're going to do. You should also note that my index finger of the left hand is curled underneath the deck and my thumb is along the side with a little bit of the pad of the thumb on top of the top card, just like so. When you're ready to begin, come over with your right hand, grip the top card, and start to lift up, pivoting it off the left thumb, like so. This is what you do. You're just moving the right hand to the right as the upper left corner is pivoted off the left thumb. Now once you're in this position, about 90 degrees to the deck or perpendicular, you're going to break half the deck with your left thumb by riffling down the cards. Now you could either riffle down or just break half. I usually just break about half or somewhere close to it as I continue revolving the double around with my right hand, like so. Now because your thumb is on top of the top card, it has nowhere else to go but between that break you make with your left thumb. Let me do that again, like so. Now let me remove my left hand, my right hand, so you can see exactly how this is positioned. My left thumb is still pulling down half the deck. The card is above the thumb but beneath the top packet, pinched between this corner of the deck and the side of the thumb, like so. Now this is not the final display, there's still some work to be done. What you're going to do now is release the right thumb. With your middle finger, you're going to rotate this corner about 60 degrees to the right or clockwise, revolving the card around in this nice display. And that's it, that's the double lift. Now you could take your right hand, gripping this double, thumb above, fingers below, take it out and flip it back on top of the deck like you would any normal double lift. However, I add this nice flourishy close to it, which looks like this. Now this isn't as difficult as it might seem. I'll take it in steps to break it down for you. With your right hand, you're going to straddle the card with your index finger and ring finger, about center, like so. Your other fingers remain extended. It's important that you don't curl them in, as it'll just get in the way later on. So peel this double out, and what you're going to do is bend the ring finger down and your index finger to the right, like so, sort of rotating the card 45 to 60 degrees clockwise. This allows your thumb, as you can see, to take the place of your ring finger. You're going to let go with the ring finger and extend and rotate the double like so that they're perpendicular with each other, the deck and the double. Hold the card like so, perpendicular to the deck, and let go with the thumb, and continue to flip the the double over into a face down position. Now done at speed, it happens all in one motion, as you can see. The double just kind of flips around back on top of the deck. And that's it. Thank you.
Ethan Friday, a friend of ours from San Diego, has come up with a clever transition between the Queen's trick and the Collector's trick. So here it is. At the end of the Queens, you're left with a face-up Queen, a face-down Queen, a face-up Queen, and a face-down Queen. You've just vanished a last Queen. Execute the mechanical reverse with the top 3 Queens. In the action of saying, look, the Queens have vanished from the deck. When you're left with a few cards left in your left hand, you're going to cut them to the top. Turn the deck over and square. Now you could have 2 cards selected, but make sure not to expose those face-up queens towards the bottom. That's it. Enjoy.
Here is real time. And that's it. Let's get into the explanations. Remove the 4 aces from the deck. Here's the setup. You need the ace of clubs face up on top, followed by the 2 face up red aces, followed by the face down ace of spades, like so. Obtain a break beneath the top 3 aces, just like that. What you're going to do now is clip steal the 3rd ace, the 3rd from the top ace, in this case the ace of hearts. How you do that is under cover of the right hand. Your ring finger is inserted into the break, your thumb rests along the top of the deck, and you're going to push that card about 3/4 to an inch of the way out, just like so. Now your right hand will be over the deck like this, covering that exposed view. Now you should also notice that this corner is in perfect position to be clipped between the little finger and 3rd finger of the right hand, which is exactly what you want to do. This is the clip steal. So clip it between those 2 fingers and pull it all the way out. Now as it clears, you want to continue to hold a break with your 4th finger, like that. In a moment, you're going to stick this finger all the way underneath those 2 cards. For now, just hold it here. With the clipped card, you're going to come up and stick it underneath your watch or a sleeve of a jacket. A watch, however, does work best. So you clip it underneath your watch until it's secure, and then you can remove this hand. However, when you're here, insert your ring finger beneath the top 2 aces and come over the deck with your left hand, with your right hand. Now I'm going to remove my right hand so you can see what the following actions are going to be. What you're going to do is extend your left middle finger and ring finger like so, clipping the top 2 cards between them. Now notice these 2 cards are not flipping over. They're simply revolving 180 degrees counterclockwise, like so. Now this is easier when the hand is over the deck, like so, as you can use the right fingers as support, like so. When you're here, notice you end with your right fingers on top and thumb below of these 2 aces, which allows you to smoothly peel off that top ace, turn the right hand palm up, showing all 4 aces. Now I like to end giving the ace of spades a nice pirouette flourish, displaying all 4 aces. And that's real time. I will go through that one more time in slow motion for you. So here's the setup. You have a break beneath the top 3 aces. Clip steal the 3rd ace. Its bottom left corner is inserted beneath your watch. In a wiping action across the deck, the remaining 3 aces are produced. And that's it. So the Molecule 2 4-card production, this is what it looks like. Now I should note that this also retains the order of the entire deck while producing the 4 aces, or any 4 cards for that matter. It does require you to already know the Molecule 2 cut, which was taught on the System DVD. So let's get into the setup. Start with the 2 red aces on top and the 2 black aces on bottom. Turn the top ace face down with the second ace face up. This is your setup, like so. When you're ready to begin, get a break above the bottom two aces. Now it doesn't have to be exactly above the bottom two. You can pull down, 3 to 7 cards with your little finger, as long as you make sure it is above those two bottom aces. Hold a deep break with your little finger. What you're going to do now is a halo cut, which is basically you're picking up the deck and swing cutting half the cards into your left hand while retaining that bottom packet, like so. Just like that. Now you can let go with the break, you don't need it anymore. Swing cut half of your right hand packet back onto the left hand, but hold a break. Take this packet on top. You're going to use your ring finger to steal out that packet, the packet above the break, just like so. You're going to slap that down on top. You now have a break in the center of the deck above the two red aces, and the two black aces are on bottom. Now all you have to do is the molecule 2 cut from the break, so you're picking up half the deck, perform the molecule 2 cut, strip out this center packet. Now instead of letting go, which would be the molecule 2 cut, your index finger and ring finger are going to strip out the top and bottom cards of this top packet, which are aces. But don't let this packet fall flush with the deck yet. Your thumb is inserted between the gap, and it's going to revolve the other black ace around and up to the top as you push it forward and spread the 4 aces to display them. And that's the molecule 2 4-card production. Now let me run through that one more time in slow motion so you know the setup. Halo cut, retaining the bottom aces. False cut. Do the molecule 2 from the break. Strip out the top and bottom ace. Revolve the other bottom ace around into the top, face up, and display the 4 aces. And that's the molecule 2 4-card production. One of the coolest things I've come up with is the molecule 2 1-card production. Let's take a look and see what that is. The 6 of clubs face up in the center. Now to get into this is fairly simple, since you guys should already know the molecule 2, which was taught on the system, that being the same thing without the reverse card landing in the center. So now how do you do the production? Simply just bend the top card like so. Thumb goes on the left side and just bends it like this. You want a pretty large bend in the card. That should be fine. So that's it. You hold the deck like so in the molecule position. You can refer to the molecule 4 on the Flourishes DVD for further information. So you're going to go into the molecule 2, going to strip out the center packet, and I just like to tap the center packet onto my left hand packet, just like so. It just kind of breaks things up a little bit and startles them for what's going to happen next, which is you're going to do the T.G. Murphy deck flip, and the packet's going to land face down on your right hand packet. So let's try this now. There we go, the Queen of Hearts. Let's try it one more time. Bend the top card, go into the molecule 2, like so. You have the production of a selected card. And there it is, the molecule 2 1-card production. This is a great little production to do. It's fast, it's visual, and I think you'll really enjoy it. It gets a great reaction. Here's an idea for a double lift using the molecule. Let's take a look at it. And it's a double. Here, I'll do it again.
And there we go. Now to get into this is very easy. Just get a break under the top two cards, obviously. You're going to place your left middle finger on the upper right corner and your right thumb on the lower left corner. There's the grip. The card is pinched between those two fingers. You're going to rotate the card to the right with your thumb, like so. So it goes from here to here. Your left index finger goes under the deck and lifts it up, just like the molecules. Your right thumb is going to maneuver its double down, like so. Watch. Goes from here to here. Now simply just let the deck fall. So let me put that back. Just let the deck fall. You'll notice it kicks that corner and it rotates the card face up. You can continue rotating the card face up by dropping your thumb down to the deck. Like so. You have your double lift. And just turn it over as you normally would. So once again, you have the grip, rotate to the right, lift the deck up, move your right thumb down, drop the deck, continue rotating your thumb around so the card lands face up. And there you have it, a nice little double lift using the molecule technique. Say stop. Remember that card? Watch. The four hearts, your selection, face up in the center. So here's a nice little production you guys can do if you already know the molecule 2 cut. So what happens is you have a card peaked and you riffle that card off, getting a break above it. You're going to go into the molecule 2 from that break. So at the top of your left-hand packet is their selection. Continue with the molecule 2 up until this point. Peel off half of the top packet with your right hand and place it in a tenkai grip, like so. You're going to execute the revolution cut with the remaining packet. Now these cards are going to be sprung into that gap, like so. And there was the production. We'll go over that in a second. So from the molecule 2, tenkai grip, the packet is sprung in between those two packets. So now to get the production. So from the molecule 2, you're going to spring the cards in between the packet but retain the top card. Now this is easier done than said. Just give it a try and I'm sure you'll be able to do it. So after you have it retained, you're going to pinch it like so with your thumb. And if you let go, it will flip over. So just try that. Take a card, place it in tenkai, and shoot it off your thumb and try to get it to land face up. It's sort of a knack. You'll just have to do it a few times, but eventually you'll be able to get it to land face up. So that's it. So you have a card, peaked, riffled off, a break above it, molecule 2, the packet is held in tenkai, everything is sprung off except the top card, which is held back and shot to land face up in the center. Let's try that up to speed. So from molecule 2, and there you go. I don't have a name for it, it's just something fun you guys can play with, and there you go.
Finger exercises, a great way to improve your dexterity with a deck of cards. I'm going to show you several techniques that not only strengthen the fingers, but get the blood flowing before you start practicing in the morning. Exercise 1. Make a fist and hold it as tight as you can. You should definitely feel tension in your muscles. Hold it for a few seconds and then immediately extend the fingers as far as you can. Again, there must be lots of tension in your hand. As you can see, I'm trying to extend these fingers back as far as they will go. Hold this for a few seconds and make another fist, again holding it very tight. Do this several times or until you feel the muscles burning, and that's it. That's exercise 1. Exercise 2, very similar to the first exercise, except you're only going halfway in. For example, you extend the fingers like so and bring them halfway in, bending at the knuckles. Now you really want to bend as tight as you can. The tips of your fingers should contact the base of the fingers, like so. Hold it for a few seconds, extend the fingers. Do that a few times until you start feeling it burn. And that's exercise 2. So exercise 3, what you're going to do is take your thumb and put it over your index finger like so, like you're going to flick, like this. You're going to do it with all the fingers. However, when you're in this position, you need to try to extend the index finger as far as you can, but apply a lot of pressure with your thumb so as not to have it release. So continue to extend that finger. There's going to be a lot of pressure right here and in the arm. That's important. Hold it for a few moments and then transfer the fingers. Again, this time trying to extend the middle finger as far as you can. A lot of pressure here, and in the arm. This is the case with all the fingers. And again, with the little finger. You could also do it with all 4 fingers, trying to extend each finger as far as you can, but because of the thumb, there's a lot of pressure here, all across the fingers, on the back of the hand, and you can really feel it right in here. And that's it, that's exercise 3. This last exercise not only strengthens the muscles in your fingers, but is also great for coordination, and it looks cool too. This is what it is. So you're simply alternating the movement of the fingers, providing this nice stream of movement across the fingers. Let's break it down. So hold the hand like so. To start, you're going to bend down each index finger, one over the other, and then the other way. This is what you're doing. Now only do this once with the index fingers. Immediately afterwards, do it with the middle fingers, and then the ring fingers, and then the 4th fingers. And repeat that. And eventually you will build up speed, and you can even go in reverse, like so. Now this might be tiring at first, but eventually it'll be very easy. So to increase the workout, so to say, all you have to do is take your arms like so. Now when you start doing it like this, you will definitely feel the muscles right in here, in this area and in this area. After a few times, it'll really start burning. It'll also slow you way down. But this is good, this is what you want. And that's the final exercise I have to offer. Thanks.